Whoa, that is in my face.
There's like files going back to like 2015.
Yeah, like read everything. So where are we with hi, Michelle. Oh, you're connecting the audio. Hi, Curtis. Sorry, a little team powwow meeting real quick before I started this meeting. Oh, you're on mute.
Oh, I'm on mute. Sorry about that.
I am going to give you hosting power.
Sounds good.
Prematurely, I gave you hosting power. Did you want to make me a co-host so I can add people in as we go?
Sure. Let's see here. Now you did that for me. Now let's see if I can make co-host. There you go. Perfect. That was easy.
Perfect. Cool. Well, last time I checked, we have 16 and counting RSVPs. And yeah, thanks for hosting this at such last minute.
Absolutely, you got it. I'm excited to do it. Mark asked me as a favor to hop on, and I said absolutely. He's been using the service now for a while.
Did Mark say he was going to be joining us too?
I think he is.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Hi, Tina, Evan, Michelle, Samantha. It's nice to see another camera. Hi, Michelle. Did you get my email this morning?
Yes, I was pleasantly excited for all of that. So I figured I'll touch base with you afterwards.
Cool. I worked a little bit on it after hours. It's so much fun.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I owe you.
No, you don't.
So Sadie, how much has Mark shared with you about the system or about what I?
Actually, funny enough, when I introduced you guys, I was going to actually mention this, but he actually sent us an AM card. So we did a food drive for the Apple Cup. So we have two of our college football teams, Washington State and UW, competed against each other every year, and there's this huge rivalry. So we did a food cup drive or a food cup donation, food drive donation where when you donate your food, you put one in the crimson red for Washington State and the other in purple for the Huskies. And we did like this huge competition. And so we took a team photo with it, and he sent us the social media post on the AM card thanking us for an amazing thing. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
That is
It
awesome.
got my attention, especially in marketing. So I'm really honestly looking forward to this class, to do this ourselves as an office.
Very smart.
Yeah. So
Were you by chance at the win last week in Vegas?
no.
No, you
No,
didn't.
I don't. I haven't traveled in the last 2 years.
Oh, well, I was over there. I was over there for a big expo for the car industry with the AM cards, and then I had a few clients and a couple of national real estate coaches that I work with, and they were speaking over at Leading RE.
Oh,
And,
yeah. Our CEO was there with his daughter.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Wish I got a chance to meet him. I was over there and I had a few meetings, but yeah, you guys, it's pretty big convention that you guys had.
Yep. Yeah.
I know a lot of people in marketing, like, they have some different offices from brokerages around the country they go, but typically a lot of the times it's the executive teams and stuff.
Yeah. It's mostly the executive team. Every office kind of like does their own form of marketing. So we're a little bit more separate than from our corporate office, but
I don't see Mark hopping on here. However, I'm ready whenever you are. However, I can wait a little bit as well. It's not an issue for me.
I didn't know if he was going to talk with you. If it's just you, then by all means, go ahead.
I would love to, because some of the stuff that he shared, he's brilliant. He's been in the industry for a long time and really understands your business. And I think one of the things he really wanted to talk about is being omnipresent and helping agents make sure that
let me
here.
shoot him an email real quick.
I'll shoot him a text as well. Just ask him if he's going to.
Yeah, if you want to, I'll do both the email and you to text. Probably respond back.
Because I know that Tony is really under the weather right now. He was planning on hopping on and sharing a little bit too. He's our COO. By all means, if he comes in a little bit late, we'll see him, and he can always.
Yeah, why not kick it off? It's all you. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, some of you guys have probably seen the email or saw some of the marketing for this event. My name is Curtis Lucy. I'm the co-author of a national best-selling book called Appreciation Marketing: How to Achieve Greatness Through Gratitude, and the founder of a software company called AM Cards. AM stands for Appreciation Marketing. And my goal today is just to share with you guys a few tips and tricks, strategies, if you will, that can help you explode your repeat and your referral business. And if you're in real estate as a career, this stuff is extremely important. And believe it or not, there's people that get into real estate that it's like they get in, they're making their phone calls, they're just really focused on the now business, and that's it. They're not focused on necessarily what possibly could happen in a few years down the road. Or if somebody leaves a closing and speaks so highly of you that they have to refer you, they have to say, Evan, my agent, or Tina, my realtor. Very important to be able to have the language within the sphere of influence is saying my, because there's a realtor on every block. Everywhere you go, there's an agent. There's a lot of competition out there. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about a backstory, and then I'm going to share with you a little bit of things that you guys can do in your business, whether you use my service or not. And I will share with you how to make your life a little bit easier, and I'll show you some of the ins and outs of the AM Cards system. So right out of college, I worked for a company called Cintas Corporation, the uniform people. Some of you guys may not have heard about them. What I did was I sold really sexy products like toilet paper and air fresheners and soaps. I was knocking on every door, every store, and every floor. Anything you want to add, Sadie?
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, I didn't know if you
Marketing
wanted
and
to add
front
anything.
desk work at the same time, multitasking.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, that's distracting.
Gotcha. I thought there might be something you might want to add.
Sorry.
So that's all good. So when I worked at Cintas Corporation, I was only as good as my last sale. I started over at zero every week, every month, every quarter, every year, because it was tied to Wall Street. I was really forced to look at people as dollar signs and decimal points. And it wasn't until about 6 months in of working that my whole life changed. See, there was the number one sales guy. His name was Sean, and he worked half the amount of hours that we all did, and he made twice as much money. And being a rookie and being in the business and being in sales, I didn't think that was fair, because I was like, I'm working harder than you, therefore I should be making more money. Like, that was like a young Curtis thinking. And he took me out to lunch. He took me out for sushi, the first time I ever had sushi. And he's like, Curtis, you're missing out on opportunities. He goes, who's the driver in your territory? And I said, the driver? What? I'm the guy that services the accounts that I sell. And I said, well, one's Gary, one's Ray. He goes, tell me about Gary. And I was like, he services my accounts. He goes, did you know that he's training for a sprint triathlon? He has 3 kids. He likes to go fishing on the weekends, family guy. I said, no. He goes, you probably also don't know that I get all of his referrals from your territory. And I was a little bit ticked off. I was like, this is my territory. I was like an entitlement attitude. And he said, well, hey, Curtis, you need to kind of get to know people for who they are, not just what they do. And when you show that you care, you go to the top of the list. And everything just started clicking for me. I started realizing, okay, maybe my business can be built on referrals, even though we're tied to Wall Street. And even though I sign up an account and get turned over to service, I no longer talk to that account. However, there's people that are eyes and ears that are out there every day that could be sending business. And so when I got on the truck, he said, get on the truck and put on the uniform and go service some of the accounts, get to know the people, because they could be your eyes and ears. When they see a sign that says under new management or coming soon, that's a perfect lead. You get in there, and the first person in the business usually gets the business. I'm sharing this with you, and I hope some of this is not going totally over your head. I hope that many of you guys are actually paying attention, because there's people in your life right now that there's people buying and selling homes all around them that you don't know. And so the idea is to make sure that they care about you enough to at least give you an opportunity to be able to have a conversation. Does that make sense? So that was really important. And then what happened was everything changed for me at that moment. I started working less hours. I started making more money, and I realized the real competitive advantage in business: saying thank you, which at the end of the day means showing that you care. So you get leads by what you do. Michelle, you're a realtor. You get leads by what you do. Evan, you're a realtor. You get leads by what you do. However, you earn referrals by who you are and how you show up in people's lives. So what we need to do is take an audit of how you're showing up in people's lives. Are you even showing up? Or are you showing up only asking for things? Because appreciation marketing is reaching out in kindness and showing appreciation and gratitude without expectation of getting something in return. That's what opens up Pandora's box. I'm telling you, when you're doing that without expectation of I got to get something because I'm giving something, that's when everything's going to shift. And that's when everything shifted for me, and decided to create a whole business around it, because of the fact that it's common sense stuff, but it's not common practice. People don't do this stuff on a regular basis. Mark, welcome, brother.
Hey, Curtis, how are you doing, pal?
I am doing awesome. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Somehow it didn't get on my calendar, and I apologize. Sorry for showing up late.
Well, that's awesome that you were able to hop on in. So that's really cool. Please address everybody. Tell everybody kind of a little backstory of how we met and what's happened so far. Because, I mean, you're all in alignment with appreciation and gratitude marketing. You've been doing it for years.
Yeah, so I feel very fortunate. I was working with Fidelity Corporate on multiple different tools on how to bring value. And we started working on this back in October. And I got a phone call from Saul, and he said, hey, Mark, you've been meeting with a lot of my agents talking about technology. Why don't we put a plan together for 2022 on how to bring technology that's very simple to use, and our agents can ramp up to get more listings. So as we started talking, I reached out to one of your companies that you guys that referred me to you, which you guys just got training on earlier this week on Revaluate. And as I was on the phone with Revaluate and learned a little bit about how we could use HomeBot, which we presented about 3 weeks ago, is how we use HomeBot in tandem with Revaluate. And as we started going through the training, I started to hearing about different tools they were using. And one of the tools they talked about was AM cards. And I'll tell you what, guys, I started using AM cards probably mid-November. I've sent out about 650 cards so far. And oh my gosh, it is such an awesome tool, very simple to use. But the one thing that I want to talk about is the simplicity of setting up a system. And, it's one of those things you click it and forget it. So meaning we take your Revaluate tool that we're working on to drive those leads and monitor your customer base or your geo farm. And when they get to a certain score, we pop them into a HomeBot, and HomeBot sends out an email and says, hey, what are the value of your home? And then as soon as they start doing some things there, then it pushes over to AM cards. And then you can put a series together to stay in front of your customer. So now you have a technology ecosystem based off of the number one asset of an individual, which is their home, and positioning you as an agent as that professional on bringing value of the home, and you're getting and they're monitoring the database. And then you have a call to action going out from AM cards, which I think is just a tremendous tool today, because there's so many different products and tools you guys are introduced, you're bombarded daily on different things. And the old-fashioned handwritten cards are just fantastic. So with that, Curtis, thank you so much for taking your time and being on the call with us today. And I will touch base with each of you that are on the call today, and we'll talk further in depth after we get off the call.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mark. And when we had that chat, he was talking about how he wants to bring this whole solution to you guys with HomeBot, Revaluate, and AM cards, plugs in and can automate some of this stuff. So he's going to be doing more on the line of that. I'm going to show you also what Mark talks about when he speaks to you guys all the time about being omnipresent and the importance of that. Do you mind just talking about that real quick before I jump in to show him some of the card stuff?
So omnipresent, as real estate agents, as a title rep, as mortgage companies, we are out in front of the general public. You as realtors and loan officers are more than I am. But at the end of the day, you were taught how to just listed, you mail out your 250 cards, or your geo farm, you're mailing out once a month, you're on the phone, you're making phone calls, you're texting, so you're in the mail. You're on the telephone, you're utilizing social media, omnipresent. So I think when you take and put a strategy around how am I in all those places at the same time, but yet you still got to do real estate, right? Because once you get a lead, you still have to work that lead. So we're utilizing the concept of omnipresence is how do you be in the right place at the right time, every time when you're working your past customer base, to have them pick up the phone and call you and say, hey, come list my home, or hey, I got a referral for you. Hey, my son's looking to buy a house, or my daughter's looking to buy a house, or I have a friend that I want to refer to you. But you have to position yourself as that individual. And, one of the things I've really enjoyed working with the John L. Scott Rents in the office is the internal staff, and the teaching that they bring you guys is just tremendous. And I just, again, making a very simple process that you plug and play to be omnipresent, again, through the mail, through social media, through texting, emailing, all those pieces we've talked about so far, except for the piece that Curtis is going to talk about today.
Awesome. So we'll jump in, which I personally feel is one of the most powerful, because social media is very clouded. Emails get so crowded. There's so many emails that you guys get on a regular basis. If it even gets in your inbox these days, half of them even go to spam. And obviously text messages are extremely effective, very effective. And greeting cards, though, when you show up in somebody's mailbox versus somebody's inbox, in my opinion, it's the difference between being remembered or being deleted. When you get in somebody's mailbox, they remember you. As long as you do it in the manner that lands with more of a warm and fuzzy. And I'll explain that to you what that means, because in chapter 5 of our book is called Chocolate Frosted Dog Crap. And what that chapter talks about is being sincere and genuine with your approach. There's a time and a place to ask for the business and to ask for referrals. There's also a time and a place to show appreciation and gratitude. However, when you mix the two, it can come across as being very insincere and disingenuous. Example, Sadie, it's your birthday, and I say, happy birthday. I hope everything's going great in your life and your family. And at the bottom of your birthday card, I write, P.S. The greatest compliment in the world is a warm referral. Or, oh, by the way, Sadie, I'm never too busy for your referrals. See, from afar, it looks like a piece of chocolate cake with frosting on it. Oh, that's cute. That's really nice. Curtis cares about me. He got me a piece of cake. Until I bring it up and set it right in front of you. Instantly, you realize that that's not cake. It smells. It goes in the garbage. It's crap, literally, right? It's this what we talk about, sending out poopaganda. And so I share that with you because there's a lot of trainers out there that teach it. Never miss out on the opportunity to ask for the business. I don't agree with that 100%. And if that's your style, that's cool. I just want you to put yourself in the receiver's shoes. You're the one receiving that birthday card, or you're the one receiving that happy home anniversary card. I'm very grateful for you and your business. Oh, by the way, I'm never too busy for your referrals. That comes across as being a little bit disingenuous. So when you're sending these cards of appreciation and gratitude and being heartfelt, keep it that way. When there's a time and a place to ask for the business, ask for the business. This is just kind of above and beyond a little bonus training. However, when you close on a home, that's when they're ecstatic. It's exciting. There was probably quite a process to get to the finish line. It's done. And ask them at that point, is it okay, Tina, if my business is built primarily on referrals. Referrals are the lifeblood and mean the world to me. Would it be okay if I called you on a monthly or called you on a quarterly basis just to check in and see if by chance you know of anybody looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Oh yeah, no problem. No problem. That's awesome. No problem. So now it's not like you're making the phone call saying, hey, how's little Johnny doing in Little League? How's Sandra doing in gymnastics? Oh, by the way, do you know anybody looking to buy, sell? So like when you're being authentic and you're being more genuine, you're going to see that you'll open up more doors. And everybody has that invincible door behind them that only they can open. And it's that likability, it's the trust that is going to help open up that door. So, and I believe that these cards, they are a secret weapon. And like what Sadie mentioned before Mark got on the call here today, Mark, you sent Sadie a card from a food drive that they did, that you took a picture off of social media and you said, she'll never forget that. She was just raving about that card and she won't forget it. And you probably even know where that card is, don't you?
Sorry. It's on our branch manager's desk. It sits there so we can talk about it later whenever a broker meets with her.
So let me jump in here real quick on this. You know, we all are on social media all the time. Mm-hmm. And as I was reading about AM cards and how to use AM cards and come from a place of appreciation, one of the videos that Curtis put together was talking about how to snap a picture of the social media post and drop it into a card from your phone when you're doing whatever you're doing, hanging out at a ball game or a practice, you're waiting for your kids. I started making it part of every one of my days where I send out 5 cards every day that I find opportunities on Facebook where someone's posting something. And most people that post on Facebook, you know, you go in and make a little comment and you get lost in 200 other people doing the same thing. But if you take that picture and say, hey, it's Mark Spurbeck, the stalker here. I found you on Facebook. I thought this would be something cool for you to keep. So, you know, one of the ones that's really near and dear to my heart, I had one of my customers had his grandbaby, threw it up in the air, and someone took a picture of it. And I snapped that picture. I sent it to him. I said, I bet you don't have a picture of this. It's probably on social media somewhere, and you could think about it. And he has called me multiple times because of that card, because I didn't ask for business. I just said, hey, I was thinking about you. I saw this on Facebook. And he has, from that one card, has generated multiple conversations. It's just been fantastic. So it's just one of those little things. Is social media is great, but how do you take the conversation from Facebook and get it on the, you know, put it in there mailbox so you can have a conversation with them down the road when they reach out to you. So I love that tool, that little tip.
And
Thanks.
those life events are really cool because everything's digital these days. Nobody's printing anything. That card will end up finding its way into a baby book, or it'll never be thrown away is my point. And people remember that stuff. I'm going to share my screen because I want to make sure that I respect everybody's time here. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show quickly the actual system of AM cards so you guys can see how the simplicity of this, like what Mark talked about. And then I'm going to give you guys a few use cases of how you guys could use this. All I want you to do is pick one, because it can get overwhelming when you leave a presentation. You got 15 different ways that you can possibly use something. I want you to pick one and just focus on one, whether it's I want to get really good at sending birthday cards to my past customers or family and friends, or I want to do home anniversaries, or there's a lot of different things that you can pick. So inside the AM card system, check out how cool this is. Instantly, you can grab your phone or a tablet, sign your name, click save, and it's in the system instantly. Or you can write it on a piece of computer paper, upload it here, and have your signature just as you were to handwrite that card yourself. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and send this card to Sadie right now, thanking her for the opportunity to hop on here today. So just for the record, you're awesome. There's the card. This is a fun one that I like to send. And then I'm going to have a little fun with this one because I like to have fun. Sadie's probably laughing. I can't see your face, but either that, you're like, what are you doing? So I just put a little fun caption out of this. It'll get some laughs at the office. And so there we go. And then here on the inside, thank you for taking the time to learn more about AM cards. And we're excited to work with you. You're going to love it. I appreciate you, Curtis. There's my signature right there. You can add signatures. You can create templates so you can send them over and over again, which is great. Send a happy anniversary or home anniversary or happy birthday cards. You can brand the back of the cards however you want. And some people go into Canva or they'll use us and we can do it for you like we did for Mark. And then we also have gourmet fudge brownies, and we have candles that you can send that open up and sing happy birthday. This is so cool. This is a wow factor gift, because when you send something like this, isn't that awesome? So it'll sing happy birthday and open up. The cake doesn't come with it. A couple brownies do. And then this is my book, Appreciation Marketing, Gourmet Fudge Brownies. We also have Starbucks and Amazon that can go as well. So, okay, I just saw some people just were trying to come in, but I'll get out there. And then down here, we have like a real $2 bill, Dunkin' Donuts that you can send. Sadie, there you are at the Renton office. I believe that's probably right, 4735 Northeast 4th Street. If it's not, let me know. And then, oh, by the way, I want to send you some gourmet fudge brownies because they're absolutely delicious. When you get the package, you might want to put it underneath your desk. Everybody's going to steal them. They're really good. They open up a lot of doors. 12 seconds, 15 seconds in the microwave, scoop of ice cream equals heaven. It's opened up so many doors for us. So that's the system. I just sent a card in minutes or seconds. And so you can upload your contact database right here easily. And contacts will do birthdays and anniversary reminders for you with text messages. You can completely customize the card with photos, help videos right here if you want to know how to do anything, 2, 3, 4 minute videos that are simple. And then the videos that Mark was talking about is right here under Referral Secrets. Referral Secrets are some powerful videos, the 7 most powerful referral secrets. You get some great ideas of different things that you can do with AM cards. And so in sharing with some of the things that you can do, I want to share this because there's a lot of different ways that you can show that you care. And I feel like these are the top 5. Everybody has a birthday. It's pretty easy to find it with Facebook these days. If not, you can always ask somebody, hey, I'm trying to get better about sending birthday cards and being in touch with people. A lot of people will give it to you. They have no problem with it. Home anniversaries. Now, I think this is a huge opportunity that a lot of real estate agents are missing out on. I'll give you an example because 5.5 years ago, I bought my first home in Florida and I liked the realtor. He's a really nice guy and he helped me buy the home, got everything all done and everything. I just bought another home, kind considerably more expensive than the first one, I did not use the same realtor. You know, I haven't even talked to him since, but I get some emails every couple of weeks and they pretty much go to spam. He hasn't called me. He hasn't followed up with me. He hasn't, you know, sent me a birthday card or anything like that that makes me feel a little bit more attached and a little bit more loyal to him. I just bought a new home. I never got a home anniversary card, never got a birthday card, nothing like that. 2020, I bought a 14,000 square feet of commercial real estate for our offices, and I rent out some of it. The year anniversary comes around, and of course I remember it. That was the biggest purchase of my life up until that point. No response, nothing. It was June 1st. And I was like, that's interesting. And then the realtor who just sold me my house on March 15th of last year, that lives in my community. He lives in the community. Part of the reason why I chose him, he knew the area really well. And March 15th came, and like, he knows what I do. Like, he's used AM cards in the past, but he hasn't really set up some systems, even though I told him we can help you with all of that. March 15th came and left. March 16th, I texted him just a little thing and said, hey, Matt, can you believe it's already been 1 year yesterday that we closed on our home? Boy, time flies. And that's all I said. And he sent me the emoji with this, the hand over his forehead, like, oh, shoot. And I just feel that that realtors are missing out on a tremendous opportunity, especially when AM cards make it so easy where you can do drip campaigns. You can set it and forget it, as Mark said. If you want to make sure that your customer is getting birthdays, home anniversaries, and maybe another card or two mixed in, you spend a whopping $6 to $10 per customer per year. And you're in their mailbox, you're in front of them. And you know what? Here's another opportunity that I think is brilliant. That a realtor just told me they're going to do with AM cards. So let's say that you are representing the seller. Buyer comes in, purchases the home. Send the buyer a card to say, congratulations on your new home. It's beautiful. And thank you, whatever. Congratulations. But then put them on a drip campaign. Send them a home anniversary card the next year. Guarantee their agent's not doing it. So those are little things that can do that really help separate you from the competition. And so those are some life events that I strongly recommend that you don't miss out on. And I'll tell you what, if you go to Walmart or Walgreens and put together your own system and make sure you do it, just do it. You don't have to use AM cards. I truly believe it's the easiest and probably the most economical to be able to do it, because our cards are only a couple of dollars each and it's personally branded to you. However, you can do it any way, which way that you want. And so also holidays, great opportunity. Thanksgiving is the time to show appreciation and gratitude. What better time than during Thanksgiving? Or skip the holidays, skip Christmas. Everybody is cluttered with cards and keeping up with the Joneses. Skip the holidays. Do it on a personal level if you want to. That's great. But do Happy New Year and share an inspirational message and share something about the upcoming year, and you wish them prosperity and abundance and health and everything like that. So that's a cool opportunity. And by the way, all of these is what Mark already talked about. They're in the videos for Referral Secrets. So I can elaborate a little more on that. Post-closing drip campaign is what I just talked about before. They get a thank you card with let's say they get a thank you card with a QR code on the card that says, thank you so much for your business. We appreciate you. And if you haven't got a chance to give a review, it would mean the world to me if you could scan this QR code and fill out a review. Make it interactive, okay? But then also 60 days later, why don't you send them a card just checking in with a card, and maybe they can scan a QR code and bring to a PDF that says 20 ideas for new homeowners, new tips for your new home, or something. There's PDFs and there's stuff all over the internet that people have. And I'm sure you probably have access to that at the Renton office, of like different PDFs and different value added stuff that you can add with something like that. And then of course, 6 months later.
Can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Talk about the QR code again. I think it's super important if you guys go back to our training with HomeBot. When you set up your HomeBot account, you get a unique URL that we can turn into a QR code, and you drop it right on the card to say, what's the value of your home? And once they scan it, It takes them to HomeBot and then signs up for HomeBot. And now you're in front of them via email every single month. So just think about how to incorporate HomeBot into your AM card campaigns. Curtis?
The QR codes are powerful. And I'll tell you, some people are characters. Like I've seen some cards come through, our AM cards before. I'm there at the printers and I see QR codes with happy birthday. I'm like, what are they doing? I'll scan the QR code just for the fun of it. It'll be them singing happy birthday. It'll be them singing. So they sing it and it's them singing happy birthday. They come to life on their phone. I just thought there's so many cool outside the box ideas that you can use with this. And I wanted to share that as well. But the post-closing drip campaign, 6 months after a closing, how about if you get a card that just goes to them and say, I just want to thank you in advance for always thinking about me when it comes to real estate. Whether it's buying, selling, or investing, it really means the world to me from the bottom of my heart. And I just want to say I appreciate you. How do you not read something like that and want to give to a person like that? So we have some of those types of templates that are already done. And then, of course, life events, which I think is the most powerful. This isn't automated. Every card that Mark sends, he has to take time to grab the picture and put it together. And I guarantee Mark's not doing it in a creepy way. Like if there's a for sale by owner, it's probably not a good idea to try to stalk him on the internet and find a picture of his family skiing someplace and put it on a card and send it out to him. You might think that's cool, but it's stalkerish. And that person probably would never do business with you. So I think that just like life events of people that know you, people who know of you. There's a really cool card that I actually did. Let me see if I can find it in here because I sent it out a while ago, and it may or may not be in here. I just want to share it to you because it's an example of not being like too stalkerish. Oh yeah, here we go. So this girl is a national real estate coach, and she lives near me. And I was at one of her events speaking one time. I'm friends with her on Facebook as well as her husband, and I've met both of them several times. They're members of AM Cards. So when I saw her post that her daughter's first day of VPK a couple of years ago, I took the picture and I sent it to the daughter and I put Addison and I wrote out a little message, but I didn't send it from me because I actually don't even know her. I put Love Cinderella, and on the return address, I put Cinderella and like one Disney Lane or whatever I put. It's kind of funny, like Buena Vista, Florida. And so I put that all on the return address and I sent it. But Amber was in the room with me. She saw me send this card to her daughter in front of about 100 realtors. She thought it was the coolest thing. We went home, probably forgot. And then a box of brownies with a card shows up. Daughter opens it. She filmed it and then posted on Facebook what happened. I didn't do this because I was trying to get customers. I did this because I wanted to show the power in front of the entire group. I had dozens of people sign up for AM Cards that day because she tagged me, was talking about how awesome AM Cards was. You will have customers that are raving about you when you send cards as well. So that's just an example. But then here's an example of the post-sale drip campaign, a thank you card, happy birthday card, referral card, just checking in, happy home anniversaries, a 5-card campaign that costs you a whopping $10, $11, and they're taken care of for a whole entire year. You sell a home, invest 40 or 50 bucks into each customer and say for the next 5 years, they're taken care of. If you want to be so ambitious, you can totally do that. Home anniversary, thanks a latte with maybe a Starbucks card. Here's a cool idea. And I'll go into pricing and show you how it works in just a minute. I got my real estate license about 4.5 years ago. Just to mess around, I had AM Cards and I took a picture of this for sale by owner. I put sold across it. I just Googled image, the PNG, I put sold on it, put the address, and in the inside of the card, I said, I know what it's going to take to sell your home. Let's have a conversation. They called me back. I mean, it was a tenant that was living at this house. So I went to the tax records and found out where the owner was living, because I did go knock on the door to go meet the person. That didn't work, but I just said sold. Well, they texted me, which led to another conversation on the phone. And 10 days after I passed my Florida state real estate exam, I listed this 4,500 square foot home. And it was awesome. I was like, this is so cool, because it was just different outside the box. Everybody else is hammering the phones and I just kind of came at a little different approach. It was one of my buddies that had a baby and I a couple years ago, and I put the baby on the front of the card and sent it to him. It was in his mailbox before he got home from the hospital. Blown away. You can use it for other ways as well. I mean, one of my friends lost their little family member, their dog, and I knew this dog meant the world to her and her husband. And so I wrote a message from the dog. Thank you for an amazing life, Mom and Dad. Mommy, where do I begin? Mommy and Daddy, thank you for always being my best friend. And thank you for always finding time to play with me. This is somebody that's near and dear to my heart. I know them very well. They also are AM Cards members. And on top of that, send me business all the time. But that's not why I sent this. I sent this, and I do this for all types of people that I care about. And I put the name of the dog on the inside, put the rainbow bridge on the inside. They called me bawling their eyes out. And yes, it's in a picture frame, and it's right above their mantle. So event marketing, if you guys are doing any kind of events, you guys can do event marketing with this as well. There's all different types of follow-up. I just feel like you should just focus on one or two to get started. It will start compounding. Seller lead follow-up, buyer lead follow-up, appointment confirmations follow-up after you get confirm an appointment, listing appointment follow-up. You can screenshot this if you want to. I can also send it to Sadie to send out as well. Referral follow-up. Here's what's important with referrals. If you want to get more referrals, do a better job of showing appreciation to the referrals that you're getting right now, because behavior rewarded is behavior repeated. And what you want to do is you want to reward the behavior of somebody sending you the referral, not the commission check, not the signed agreement. You want more referrals, reward that behavior. And what I recommend is that you send a card with a box of gourmet fudge brownies and send it to their work. Because when you send it to their work, they're going to be talking about and raving about my realtor, whether you've done business with them or not, whether you've actually helped them close on a property or not. They're going to be talking to you as if it's Michelle, my realtor, Brenda, my realtor. You watch, it will happen. And especially if there's a husband and wife and they both send it over to you, send them a box of brownies to each of their work. Those things add up big time. And then also FSBOs and expireds, of course. You got post-closing follow-up, as I mentioned a few times in this presentation. Nice to meet you. And then after you have a conversation with somebody, it's easy to be able to follow up with a card. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me or having a conversation. All of that kind of stuff. Very professional. I remember going to a seminar a while ago, and Tom Hopkins, years and years ago, many of you probably know who he is. I've written tons of books, and he built his business to like a 98 or 99% referral business back decades ago off of sending 10 thank you notes every single day. And so do they work? Yes, they work. Do you have to be diligent about it? Yes. And at the same time, you can do some set it and forget it simplicity type stuff to make sure that people are getting touched several times throughout the year. I always say that there's never enough time to do everything, but there's always enough time to do what's most important. So if relationships are important to you and you raise your hand saying, yes, this makes sense, there's a couple different ways that you can use this. And one is we want to make it really, really easy for everybody to be able to give it a shot. We have a $39 a month membership. It gives you wholesale pricing on the cards, which is $1.57 plus postage. So just over $2 a card. And every month that you're an active member, we will put $40 of credits in your account. So you pay $39, we bonus you $40 for being a member. If you don't use them all in 1 month, they roll over for a whole year. So you can use them for Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, if you wish. You can also use your credits to send gourmet fudge brownies. You have campaigns that you can set up, like we talked about, personal branding, and there's no contracts, there's no commitments. So $39, we're going to put $40 of credits in there and have fun. Go send some cards. Use some of the ideas that we talked about today. Definitely use HomeBot, Revaluate, all of that stuff, because this is integrated and allows you to automate some of those cards to be sent, which is awesome that Mark knows even more about than me. All I know is that our API is pretty awesome and we can do some cool things with that. We also have AM cards for business. And the reason why we launched this was because we realized that there's a lot of agents that have great intentions to set this stuff up, and they realize they're spinning a lot of plates and they just don't get around to it in the time frame that they would like to. If that's you and you would like us to, it's $295 one-time investment. The $39 starts the second month. It's included in the $295 for the first month. And what we do is we do the back of the card professional layout for you. So we'll do a professional branding for you. We'll do 5 done for you unique templates. So if you say, okay, I want a post-sale drip campaign, I want a birthday card, I want a thank you card, we will put it all together for you, upload it into your system for you, do a 20-minute execution call and set it all up. And then that way you have these templates that you can use for birthday, for home anniversary, and we can show you the set it and forget it type of technique. So you don't have to do that. I mean, you can watch all the help videos. You can walk down that path and do it yourself. We have the tools in there if you just would like to go with the 39. If you just say, you know, you guys do it, we do have a VIP concierge team that I think Mark can attest is very awesome and on top of things, and we do a really good job. And of course, there's no contracts, no commitments. Here's an example of a couple of back of card brandings that a couple of agents that we did for them. So this is a couple of ideas with your branding, all your information. And of course, it's just amcards.com, amcards.com. AM stands for appreciation marketing. I'll log out right here so that way you can see what the website looks like. And right up here is pricing. So if you want to know a little bit more about what we just talked about, get a refresher. There's a video here and here under pricing on amcards.com. And I'm going to stop my share. I'm going to open it up to questions, and I'm here for you guys. If you guys have any ideas or any questions about what we just talked about.
How hard is it to get data uploaded into your system? So like if I have my sphere of influence and I have 250 people in it, how hard is it to get all 250 put into your system?
Matter of minutes. All you have to do is, let me show you, because I think you'll love this. So I'm going to log in to AM Cards right now. It's a CSV file. So wherever you are, you can take your CSV file and just click on, let's see here. It's very, very simple. It's a simple drag and drop. So my guess is you have a field that says probably first name, a field that says last name, city, state, zip, address. If you have their birthday, home anniversary, you can bring all of that in. So all you do is you go into here, you hit import contacts, choose a file. I think I have a file that's called test upload. There it is, file. And then what I do is I just put, okay, there's the first name. Let's go last name. See how simple this is? Salutation. Okay, address that I want to put in here. Here's address 1. Here's the city, state. Let's see, zip code. That's all I need. But if you want to put a phone number, stuff like that, you can. Birthday, you can add in here. I'm done mapping. And if you have a company name or something, you can drop in the organization. But just to show you how simple this is, it takes just a couple of seconds to upload. And then depending on your size, I think you can import up to 1,000 at a time. So if you have more than 1,000, just break up your list. And so if I'm missing a name or I'm missing something, it gives me the opportunity to add it in here and check this box or not import it at all. And then notice this, I can drop this down and I can import it into a specific group. So if I want to import a group into something like a certain category, the sphere of influence, past customers, you can create the group ahead of time and then import it into the group. And once it's imported, it's done. So it's really that simple. I just showed you in 2 minutes how to do it. And there's a video that will walk you through step by step again, how to do that.
And that's one thing I really appreciate about your system, Curtis, is it's so easy to watch a video and learn how to do things. And it's a step-by-step process. And I've probably done from campaigns to uploading customers to creating my own cards to creating magic cards that once I drop them into a certain group, cards automatically go out. So when you think about, click it and forget it, there's a little bit of work that involved in click and forget it. I always say I'm the hardest, lazy working guy you ever met. Meaning I work my tail off on putting a system together. And once the system's built, I just plug and play. Just, click it and let it go. So there's just a very easy system to use.
Awesome.
Can you talk more about the setting a birthday or anniversary date? Is that just part of the CSV upload? You just mark the day that it is, and that's just how it programs? Can you just talk about the automated system part of it?
Absolutely. So let me show you how that works. So AM cards, I'm going to just go back into here. So we have drip campaigns. And so if you want to create a drip campaign, you create a drip campaign. Let's call it birthdays. Okay. And let's say that you have a client list of 200 and they all have birthdays in your CSV file. You can import them into a group that says birthdays and say, I want to send all my birthday cards out today. Well, how am I going to do that to make sure that they get there on their birthday? Well, the drip name, I'm going to call it birthday. I'm going to pick the template that's associated with the birthday. So I'll do birthday right here. It says card 3, but let's say that that could be birthday year 1, birthday card 3, I don't know, whatever I named the template. So you could create 5 different birthday cards, let's say. Birthday card number 1, birthday card number 2, birthday card number 3. And I want this to go out birthday. I want it to go out 5 days. If you're on the West Coast, which you are, I'd have to say 7 days before their birthday. And it's automatically going to be triggered. So if there's a birthday in the system, I can save this drip. And all I have to do is attach the whole list of birthdays to this campaign. And we have a video that will show you how to do that as well. But you can send this campaign and I could say, okay, I want to check all 50 of these, all 100 of these. And anybody who has a birthday in the system will get that birthday card 7 days before their birthday will automatically be sent. So you can see how simple that is. You can do birthdays and then you can set up a different card that says home anniversary. You can have, so as long as you have a date, if it doesn't have a birthday, clearly it's not going to trigger a birthday card.
One of the things I also like about their system is I have alerts set up. So anytime, so I say, okay, I want the birthday card to be mailed out 7 days prior to the birthday, but I want a text message and I want to email the day that card on the birth date. So I'm sitting on my phone in the morning and I get probably 15, 20 texts that says, hey, we have a birthday going out and we have an anniversary go out, because I have both of them are notified. So then I can get on the phone and shoot them a quick little text and say happy birthday. So they get my card and they get a text, and then I go to social media and say happy birthday on social media. Omnipresence again, right? I'm hitting them in the mailbox, I'm hitting them via text, and I'm hitting them on social media. So that's one of the things that is really kind of, again, we build our systems to automate, but there's still that work that we have to do so we can be in front of the people via the phone, text, and social media. So we're at top mind awareness. So that's a great tool, Curtis.
Thank you very much. And I highly recommend that you all, if you haven't taken an audit of your database and go through it, there's influencers in your database that whether somebody's really tied into the church and really understands what everybody's going through, and then whether they're going to buy a new home or whether they're going to transition out of the neighborhood and they need some help. So those influencers are very powerful, and it's might be more important. It's also important to make sure you stay in touch with them several times throughout the year with some drip campaigns and whatnot. So all of those stuff really helps. Michelle, how can I help?
Yay, this is exciting because right now I do everything by hand. So birthday cards, anniversary cards, sold, all of the follow-up stuff. So I know at some point I'm going to get too big where I can't do it by hand anymore. And so this is a great opportunity. Thank you to you and Mark and Sadie for setting this up. I wanted to ask you a question. You went over the piece that talks about uploading like your signature. And then I noticed that in the card itself, the example, the text almost looks similar to like your signature. That's the issue I have now is I'm going to go from handwriting something and then go into something automated. I don't want them to feel like I'm not writing it anymore, if that makes sense.
It's 100%. I'm 100% understand where you're coming from. And what you're doing right now, don't stop it. Whatever you got, any of you guys that are doing handwritten cards, it's amazing. And I compliment you big time. AM cards could complement what you're currently doing, because there's certain things that you can't do with the handwritten card that's sitting in your drawer. You might not have a sympathy card ready to be able to be sent out that you can go on there and put a sympathy card. You might want to send a card quickly to a for sale by owner, or you see somebody's baby on Facebook and you want to send that picture of them. Those types of things are above and beyond. And when you do those personal touches, I'll tell you, I've been in this business now for 17 years, between a previous business that was in alignment with what this is, and then my own company. When people don't get mail anymore, so when they do get something mailed, it does feel really good. And it comes with a real first-class stamp. And if you want to, you can even write your message on a piece of computer paper. You can take a picture of it, upload it into the system, and you can use that same card over and over again. See what I'm saying? So I just got off a demo with somebody earlier that says, I write a lot of cards. And I said, that's great. If you want to write it all out, you can write it all out, take a picture, upload it into our system. And then that message is still inside the card, and you can make it more customized.
Okay, that's awesome, because I love the template, because I do have like, year 1, 2 through 5 or whatever it is, and then I just copy them over. So that's great as well. And you gave me a good tip, because I always wanted to know, when I have listings and like the seller moves out of state or something, you still want to be in contact with people, but great idea about checking in with the buyers, because sometimes I do both sides of the transaction. And so it helps to, again, like this would be great for that, because I don't have anything set up for them right now, but what a unique card that you can plug and play, and then, it takes it off my plate. So thank you for what you're doing.
Oh, you're welcome. Anything that we can do for you, please let us know, and feel free to reach out to our team as well. Evan?
Yeah, so I'm pretty new. I'm working under my mom, and I'm going to be getting licensed here as soon as the fingerprints go through. And so forgive my lack of knowledge here. I don't really know how HomeBot works, but I was wondering, you mentioned the integration, and I'm wondering, like, you showed the drag and drop feature with contacts. How do I get it to just auto update when I get new contacts? Like, what site would I put that to? Does it draw from that site to add that new information? Will it update if, I accidentally put in a wrong address or my client moves? And so I just was wondering.
What CRM are you guys currently using?
I don't believe my mom and I are using one at the moment. We're actually looking to get one. So that's kind of where I'm just wondering, like, do you guys have like good interaction with CRMs and all that?
Well, it depends. I mean, it depends on how open the CRM is. Like we work with a few CRMs. Some have an embedded app that we have inside of it, and other ones integrate with our API, which is possible. Sadie, what one do you guys promote with John L. Scott for CRMs?
We use a program called MyDesk, which integrates with a lot of John L. Scott branded stuff. It's just a CSV you upload through the program. Okay. We all work on Excel spreadsheets, CSVs. Most people use their Outlook. It's based on preference.
Okay, awesome.
Evan, we'll talk about that when we meet. You're on question, since you guys are an East Coast based company, do we have to keep in mind East Coast shipping? Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, the shipping price is the same. It's just, of course, it's anywhere in the United States. However, you do want to keep in mind, and I would send yourself a couple of cards to see how long it takes to get there. Anywhere, sometimes it's really fast, it's 3 or 4 days, and other days it could be 5 to 7 days, depending on the mail. I mean, we're especially around holidays and stuff like that. So if it's something that's time is of the essence, sometimes we have West Coast clients that will send themselves 20, 30 cards just so they can have in their office. And that way it's branded to them. We send them out blank envelopes with the cards. And it's not a product that we can sell online. However, if it's a request, we'll do something like that. So if you need something in the mail and there within a day or two, either handwrite the card that you get at Walmart, Walgreens, or wherever, or we can get you out some. So you can use some of your credits towards that.
That's my next question is, what if we like this template and we're going to use it multiple times? Could we buy in bulk and then just like keep it here and then mail it out ourselves?
Yeah, because we've had some people that would say, hey, I mail out lottery tickets and this is the template and what I want to send. So can I get 300 of this one template sent out to me? We'll work out those deals. Though it might be a small little service fee for us to pull it, box it, put it all up, and then we'll send it out to you. And then, the good part about it is, if you have the list that you send the whole campaign to, the envelopes are already printed for you, which is really nice. And then you just stuff the little goodies inside them and mail them out.
So for example, one of the things some of the cards I send out, I have them shipped to me first. so I can put something in the card and then mail it out. So it's already pre-printed, the address is done, the stamp's on there, and then the card just come to me and I put my business card in there, or I put something else in there and mail it out. So there's so many different variables on how you handle the mailings.
Let's give me an example, because you guys are not too far from Canada. So you guys are up there in the Northwest. We can send cards to Canada. One of the things, we can't send gifts. So one of the cool things that I did was I knew that this person loves coffee and they lived in Canada. So I figured Tim Hortons had to be something that they loved. So I went in and I went on to, was it Tim Hortons? I forget what it was. I think it was Tim Hortons. And then I bought an online gift card, or had my team buy an online gift card and email it to them. And so in the email, it comes with like a code, like a barcode, and also like almost like a digits for like a credit card number. So I screenshotted that and put put the logo and then put that in there. Like one time I wanted to send somebody an Uber Eats gift card. So I bought it online, emailed to myself. I screenshotted my email, and then I put that on the inside top of the card. Another time I did Lululemon. I had somebody that is a big yoga person, and we don't offer those gifts. However, I could go buy it, put it inside the card, make a really cool card, and they open it up and boom, there's the gift. They just go log online and type in the code, or scan it if they have the app. So just some different outside the box ideas. Any other questions? I love that raise the hand feature. It's like, boom, you come to the top, the little hand. It's awesome. Anything else, Sadie, that you'd like me to cover? And if anybody would like to get started, please let us know what we can do to help support you and stuff, whether it's the 39 or the 295. And I think you guys will find a lot of value. And all it takes is one or two well-placed cards could open up a series of a lot of business for you guys.
Yeah, I think you covered everything. Thank you so much, Curtis, and thanks, Mark, for hosting this. I'm going to reach out to you again to get you on in April. A couple of the top producing brokers that I know wanted to be here today couldn't make it. So I'll reach back out to you or Tony. But thank you again. I absolutely love this program.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thanks again, Mark. Thank you, everybody, for hopping on today. Appreciate you. I didn't say this, but I'm actually still in Brazil. So I went back to the States to Vegas for a conference last week. And then I came back over here to be with family, but I wasn't going to miss this with you guys. I was excited to hop on.
Thanks, Curtis. Appreciate it. Thanks, Sadie. Thanks all.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Afternoon.